Hi everyone, Asians Do Football back again with the review episode 4. Today we talk about Chelsea Football Club. Frank Lampard's first season in charge, qualifying for the Champions League. Sameer, talk to me. Successful or not?
I think all things considered, transfer bans and the team he inherited, if for lack of a better word, I think he did well. He got the Champions League,
Mhm.
scraped through. Some would say. I think the beginning of the season was way better. The middle was a bit choppy, and the end was a bit choppy again. They're one of the teams that probably didn't do as well after the restart. But their beginning of the season was very promising, and I was actually surprised by their start at the beginning of the season. I thought, oh, okay, they're really gonna push on, but they couldn't find that consistency throughout the season, unfortunately. But they made Champions League, so that's the important thing. Some players, some big players helped them on the way, which I'm going to touch on now. So Aspilicueta, just like Mr.
Mr.
Chelsea at this
Consistent.
point, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, or Mr. Consistent even. One of our favorite words on this series. I just right foot, left foot. He's got a lack of pace, just because of he's never had pace, to be honest. But you know how good a defender is when they don't need their pace to bail them out.
It's
He
all
never
about
seems to be
positioning.
exactly. Maldini once famously said, like, if I need to make a tackle or a slide tackle, then I've already messed up my defending in the
It's
first place.
one
Something
of
along
my
this line.
favorite, one of my favorite quotes from him actually.
Yeah. And that's what Aspilicueta is. And he'll stick around. He can play right back, left back. I know Chelsea have been experimenting with 5 at the back, 3 at the back, 4 at the back as well. And I think it's fine to have that flexibility. I don't think they need to necessarily settle on one. But yeah, I just want to shout out Aspilicueta, like, great player, great professional. Another player that's done really well, in my opinion, is Kovacic. I
Hmm.
don't think he'll get as many headlines, but he does. I think he's uh, played quite well this season, and he started to find his form a little bit. I think, like Chelsea, his form has been choppy, but I still think the shining lights have been really, really good. I think some people frown upon the transfer, and maybe rightly so, because I think Chelsea were forced into the corner a bit because of the transfer ban, and they had the option to buy Kovacic, and that's the only player they could buy at that point. I think they just said, like, why not? Let's just buy him, kind of thing. And I think Chelsea fans are right to expect more from him, but I think he's found a bit of a middle ground now, and hopefully he can build on those performances. Do you know what else do you think's gone right for Chelsea, especially up top?
Up top, Christian Pulisic is really really good. I was actually really jealous when they signed him from Borussia Dortmund because I knew from as a teenager playing for Borussia Dortmund, he had some amazing performances for them, and he's shown it again. He's only 21, so still very young. I was actually quite not happy but glad that he got injured taking that shot in the semi-finals. In the final of the FA Cup, because he was causing all sorts of issues
All cause of issues.
for Arsenal. Yeah, so hopefully he comes back from injury quickly. He's been amazing. A few youngsters I want to touch on. Rhys James has been really good at right back. Obviously they have Hudson Odoi who hasn't played as much games, but he's very highly looked upon. So they've got a really good squad of mixture of experience and exciting prospects coming through. Who else? Giroud. No, we know all about Giroud
we
playing for
do,
Arsenal all
we
those
do, we do.
years, and after the restart, he's been amazing.
And I think also want to shout out Tammy Abraham, actually.
Yeah.
It's not easy to make the transition from Championship to Premier League, and those questions about him. Lampard put his faith on him, and he started the season on blistering form. And obviously, he hasn't had his proper first season in the Premier League. So he hasn't got many seasons under his belt. So you can allow him the consistency factor, because I think he went a bit quiet, and then you saw Giroud come back into the team and do really well, and that kept Tammy out of the team. But yeah, I just want to shout out Tammy, like, well done. You've done really well, transitioned well. He scored goals at the
I
Premier
mean,
League
I think
level.
I believe he scored 18 goals, which is still not.
That's
It's
good
not bad.
numbers. That's
Yeah,
good
it's not a
number.
bad return. And another
Yeah,
youngster that Frank Lampard knows all about and gave him his chance in the Premier League, Mason Mount. I think
exactly.
he's had a good season in that hole for Chelsea. He's very direct, likes to carry the ball, has a shot on him as well.
He loves the shot. Loves the shot.
Loves a shot. So yeah, like I said, they've got a very good bag at Chelsea. But what do they need? There's rumors of a left back. I heard that Chelsea fans aren't the biggest fan of Alonso. So Chilwell is the name that's rumored to be on his way. Whether they're gonna pay, I don't know how much he's gonna even cost.
Julian, it's funny you say the price. I was reading something just before we started filming.
Yeah.
Like, someone said 70, 80 million.
Sorry, what?
This market is absolute shambles. There's a
So first you
there is,
say 200 million for Messi, and now people are dashing 80 million for it. It's crazy. It's mad.
is a crazy number. He's a good lad. Like Chilwell is really, really good, and he's going to do great things. The money just crazy. Chelsea have the money, I know, of course, but I think Lampard's been chasing for quite a while now. I think they tried to get him before as well when he obviously the transfer ban stopped that. If that accelerates, will yet to be seen. But yeah, a great addition it will be. Gina, I'm going to touch, as you touched on the defence a little bit. There's two more positions of defence that I want to touch on quickly.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, the centre back situation.
Mm-hmm.
I texted you after the Bayern Munich second leg, and I said, "What is this absolute shambolic defence I'm watching here?" Lewandowski could have built a house in the amount of space he had, and then scored the goals as well. It's absolutely a mess, and I think Lampard's finding it tricky as well because he can't find the pairing that works.
Mm-hmm.
They need to invest in that. I know they're looking at the attacking side, which we'll touch on a bit later, but they need to sort that defense as well. I just want to shout out actually on that. I want to shout out to Tomori. I know he got injured, hence, but when he was in the team,
Very good.
I think he was playing well. I think he's playing well, and I think there was something there. And I think even at his younger age and not played that many games for Chelsea, I think maybe Lampard might admit he missed him a bit when he was out, and hopefully he comes back stronger as well. But what do you think of the centre back situation at
That's
Chelsea?
the thing. They have four really good centre backs. They have Tomori, as you mentioned, Rudiger, Zuma, and Christensen, who I think individually are very good defenders. Obviously, like you said, Lampard's been having issues with the right pairing. I think they've even chucked Asby in there just to if they want to bring that to five at the back. I think they're going to prioritize the left back, but it wouldn't harm them if they were to look for a centre back as well. I'm not too sure who's being linked at the moment, but I mean, it will stick with the defence. The goalkeeper situation is a shambles as well.
What do you think of the whole Kepa situation? So I'll quickly my opinion, then I'll let you talk.
Okay.
But I feel sorry for him. I think he deserves another season. Chelsea fans disagree, but it's he's had good points, and I think he just deserves another chance. I don't think they should chuck it out of the window just yet.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be his third season next year. Remember De Gea when he first came from Atletico Madrid, he was struggling from Manchester United, and people were sell him back or sell him on and stuff like this, but they stuck with him, and he came good. It's a bit unfortunate that he's declined again now, but I say give Kepa another year. If it doesn't go well again, then try and sell him on, because I don't know who's going to be willing to pay the kind of money.
Exactly.
Because they paid a lot of money for him. I don't know how much they're going to be able to
recruit him.
So, but the thing is, they've been linked with almost every keeper under the sun. Stegen or Black, everyone's been mentioned, but.
Do you know, sorry to cut you off there. Do you know who's a great shout I just thought of?
What's that?
Nick Pope.
That is a shout.
Nick Pope. He won't be that expensive. And
he was he came second, isn't it, in the Golden Cup?
Yeah, he did come second.
In a Burnley team as well, so I'm going to give Burnley credit. They had a great season, but Pope was amazing last season. And, 28 now, he's still, people say that goalkeepers, thrive, and that's their prime when it comes to 28 onwards. So that would be a great shot. I don't know how much, again, he would cost. But I think it all depends if Kepa can attract any interest and stuff. So, yeah.
I'd stick with him. All right, Julian, I think we've sounded a bit down on Chelsea there. Should we talk about some exciting stuff that's going on further up the field?
Very exciting.
They have confirmed 2 signings earlier on. Did they wrap them up quite quickly? Someone said they took one off Liverpool as well. They've got Ziyech and Werner. What do you think of these 2 great signings, in my opinion?
Amazing player. Honestly, I would not be surprised if Werner hit 20+ goals next season. And I wouldn't be surprised if Ziyech hit double figures as well for goals and assists as well. The season that Ajax had when they went to the semi-finals of the Champions League,
Yeah.
Ziyech was just he was dashing free kicks into the goal like it was nothing. Werner, we know, is a fantastic goal scorer. So you know, adding such quality to the already exciting attack,
Yeah, exactly.
you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong.
Julian, I'm going to give you a scenario here.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, obviously, how Chelsea was set up, and that's Frank Lampard's job. But if I guess, you have Ziyech on the right,
Mm-hmm.
you have Werner up front,
Yeah.
which is a bit of a shame for Tammy and Giroud, but it is what it is, and Werner is better than both. And then you have Pulisic when he comes back. You know what? Let's add another element to that attack, and let's put a certain German in behind them. Kai Havertz, Julian,
Yeah, should we just chuck him in?
two-footed. Yeah, should we just chuck him in there? Two-footed, passing, can hold up the ball. He's got a decent amount of pace on him. Obviously, he knows Werner quite well because they played together at some points in the German national team, but they played in the Bundesliga together. And Havertz is seems desperate to go to Chelsea. What do you think? Like Kai Havertz to Chelsea?
It would be a really, really good signing. A really good signing. I would be terrified of that attack. And you know, I think now with their seasons over, you know, Leverkusen's out for the European Cup, and so is Chelsea. They can start getting things moving. I think it will happen. I think
so too.
Havertz seems like he's trying to push for it. It's going to set them back a lot of money. They've already spent a lot of money on Werner and Ziyech, but that would literally complete a very, very scary attack if they can get their hands on him.
Julie, it's funny when you're saying all this. Do you know what I'm thinking about in my head? The stress about fantasy football. How am I going to get all these players in? I think that's it. Let's end on a high. Let's leave some Chelsea fans with something exciting to talk about. And Kai Havertz, and we'll be talking about him hopefully for long.
Before we go, I want to touch on Frank Lampard as well. He's had a lot of
go on.
He's had a lot of stick. People saying it's a rubbish season. Big man, this guy didn't have a dime to spend, and he's taken. Yeah, okay, he should have probably finished third, but he qualified for the Champions League. People were saying, you know, this guy wouldn't make top 6 at the start of the last season. So to get into the Champions League and to get into the FA Cup final, put some respect on his name, you know, because I think he's a good manager, and probably Chelsea fans, for their sake, they're probably hoping that it'll be a successful one as well. But yeah, that's what I want to say on Frank Lampard. Just he's not as bad as people make it out to be, in my opinion.
Yeah, I thought I was going to do a high with the Kai Havertz comments. He's gone straight to the top and said how good their manager is as well. So no, very good shout out to Frank Lampard. You mentioned at the top of the episode as well. He's done a great thing with. People will say they had a great squad there, but still minimum resources compared to what other teams could have done. So yeah, well done to him. That's it from me, Julian. Anything from you?
Nothing else. Just please like this video if you liked it, subscribe, and please turn on those notification bells because we're going to be uploading more videos as soon as possible. So until next time, thank you.
Yeah.